Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to turn this Claire's lip balm palette into a travel watercolour kit. I've already made some changes to this just to see if I could actually turn it into a palette. So this used to have a mirror on the top. There were all these plastic ridges in which the mirror sat on top. So I painstakingly cut out all the plastic bits, which took a long time. It was very noisy. And then I just super glued this bit of tin foil. And I wanted to use this as a little mixing palette. And I've used some of the balms as well. It's actually quite a nice little lip balm set. I mean, it's just cheap Claire's lip balm, but it does the job. And yeah, it's got this little slide out cover as well where the battery would go. And I've actually taken the antenna off as well, because I want to put a tiny little brush in there. And I'll show you the brush, but I had to sand the inside a bit, and yeah, it took a long time to sort of make it so that I could do this video. I got this idea from a ASMR artist called ASMRplanet. Her name's Sophie, and yeah, she did a video where she turned one of these into just like a makeup set, and she put all of her own much nicer makeup in all of the little bits, which was such a cool idea. I'll link the video to it in the comments below, or in the description rather. But yeah, that kind of inspired me to make a little travel palette, just because I like the idea of having a little brush and this antenna. I just thought it was such a cute idea. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll work out. This is the brush. I basically got like a very cheap, it's just a gouache brush really, it's not really a watercolour one, but I sanded it down quite extensively, as you can see. And also this area here I cut away at to make it a little bit smaller there. This fits on there like that, and I will it came with some hot glue in the middle, so I'm going to just reheat that and plop it in, and hopefully that will be enough. Yeah, and I may decide to get like an actual smaller brush at some other point, but just for the, you know, I don't even know if this will work, so I just wanted to get a cheap brush in case. I'm going to scoop out all the lip gloss into this, and I've got some kitchen towel and just a little scoopy tool. This came from just a set. I think you use them to like get spots or other things. I'm not really sure. But I like using the sharp ends for like just crafts and things like that, so I've got a whole load of these. But I think this will probably work. Oh my gosh, look at that, that's so good. Oh, I'll just pop that here. It's not the best scoop because it's just a hole, so I can't really scrape it off. But it's the only thing I have. I'm really sorry about my nails at the moment. I get a lot of anxiety, and I tend to chew my fingers and nails, which is a bit grim, but funnily enough, I've come off the sertraline, the serotonin medication, and I sort of realised that I have a lot of really intense brain things. It's the best way to describe it. Oh wow, I love how that just scoops that so nicely. Basically, I think I've got ADHD, and I'm like 100% certain that my mum also has it, just because we are so alike, and I think that's why I never realised that a lot of what happens in my life and the way that I react to things and the way that I think about things, that it's not normal. And when I came off the sertraline, it was like such a stark contrast. I felt like I was so calm on the sertraline, and everything was quiet and almost like I could see really clearly. And then I came off it, and the difference in just the amount, even just like the noise in my brain, there's just so much noise. And obviously I'm not depressed anymore, so I have this energy which is just unbearable. Like, you know, even if I'm so exhausted and tired, it's like I have all of this energy, and I don't know what to do with it half the time because it's just so intense. Like, I just need to be doing stuff constantly. And then inevitably I burn out and I sort of withdraw for the next 3 or 4 days and can barely do anything, and everything just feels extremely overwhelming. So yeah, the more I've been learning about ADHD, and I think also because there is just so much information out there, it just makes it a lot easier to find other people with the same experiences as you, and it's quite nice realizing that isn't normal. It's both nice and sad. Hang on, I'm just going to show you this now. So this is the inside without any of the gloop. And I'll just see if I can just rub the rest out. I might need to give it a bit of a wash actually in some water. yeah, that's not, it's too sticky. Well, not sticky, slippery, I don't know. This looks like little jelly confetti or something. I'll do the this side one as well. I think it can come out. My hands are too slippery now. There we go. I think I can just, yeah, I can just pull that out. That makes it easier. I've now forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, there's like a load of information online now, and it's just, yeah. Sorry, I'm just catching up with myself. It's both nice and sad to know that the reason why everything is so difficult for you, and the reason why, you know, you can't have a to-do list at work that is more than, God, four lines long. And you need to be able to feel like you can complete the task. Like, there's nothing more distressing than having a task that you just can't ever finish. You can't ever finish. You're just perpetually in this like heightened state. And I think for me, like, I feel like, you know, if something urgent comes in, or not even urgent, just like if it feels urgent, like a new email or something like that, I feel like I'd have to do it right away. And there's a few reasons. One is because I'll forget about it, and I don't want to forget about it because it's important. Secondly, I feel like if I don't do it now, like something bad is going to happen. Like, I'm possibly tied to the fact that I might forget. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what consequence I'm expecting, but it just feels like I can't. It's like it's drive. I just have to I have to get it done. It's such a weird thing to try and explain. And so I would have to, you know, my boss would say, oh, you know, you don't have to reply to every email right away. And I would think, okay, cool. And so I would leave, every time an email came through, I would then put a reminder in to remind myself the next day to look at that email so I don't forget to reply to it, which is mad. And when I say that out loud, I just realise, like, I had all these like coping mechanisms to try and appear as normal as possible, but oh man, it's so exhausting. And the to-do list. The to-do list was just never ending. Like, every time you did one task, two more would come up. And I'm really bad at time. Like, I'm so bad at understanding how long it's going to take me to do a thing. Sometimes I get distracted in doing a thing and it takes me longer to do. Yeah, there's just so many variables to that, and I find it very difficult. And sometimes I can get so focused on a task, like hours and hours of my life will go by, and, you know, I'll suddenly, you know, once I finish the task, I'm starving. I haven't drank anything for like 5 hours. I'm bursting to go to the toilet. Do you know what I mean? I just completely, I have no concept of like the outside world or my body even. And I get that so often. And it's really distressing sometimes, because sometimes you think, oh, I'll do this thing and it'll only take me like 5 minutes to do it. I'll just quickly do it. And in that time, you feel like you're only doing it for like 30 seconds or something. You know, you don't think you're there for a long time. And I think as well, when you get distracted by so many things, you forget the things that you just did as well. So there's literally no concept of time at all. You're just going from one immediate thing to the next immediate thing. And you've forgotten about the last one. So you have no idea how much time has just passed. And you're definitely not thinking about the future because you're doing this task, right? So, yeah, yesterday actually, I lost an hour and a half in a day. And I was so shocked, I think, because I was planning to just have a nice relaxing afternoon. And I had missed lunchtime somehow. And it was just so disorientating. It's probably the best word to use. It just feels so disorientating and frustrating because you just think, what did I do in that, hour and a half? Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. And I just thought all of this stuff was so normal. Again, because my brother got diagnosed with ADHD when he was a kid. And I'm like so sure my mum has it as well because we are so similar. And you just don't think it's normal when everyone around you, you don't think it's abnormal or whatever, because everyone around you is all the same. They're all the same. So at most I thought we were just a bit of a quirky family. But yeah. Anyway. Right, I'm going to go now wash these. And I'll come back, and actually whilst I'm away, because the heat, the dryer's like really, really hot. God, loud, I mean. I'm going to put this together with the glue as well. I might paint this, but I'll show you when I put it all together that this is a bit too tight, and I'm worried painting it will either mean that the paint will scrape off over time, or that it just won't be able to fit into the little hole here. But yeah, okay, I'll come back in a second. Okay, so I have now cleaned these. They're a little bit damp though, so I'm just gonna get rid of some of the wetness. What I'm going to do is have this as my sort of main mixing area, and then I'm going to have these as two sort of separate mixing areas, and this is where I'm going to put the paints. So I'll have 7 areas to put them, which should be more than enough, I think. And I've also glued this paintbrush on. It's pretty firm, so I hope that lasts a little while. And then if I need to remove it and change the brush, I can just heat it up again and it'll come loose. And to make these usable as mixing palettes, I'm going to put some tin foil down, just like here, and I'll show you how to do that. First things first, you really need to make sure it's very dry and not too oily. This is a bit too oily still. I'm going to get some spray cleaner, I think, and just give it another once over, just because it's, I don't know if it's my fingers that are oily or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so I think this is, yeah, pretty clean. Still a little bit slippery, but I'm impatient, so we're just going to go with it. So to do this, you basically want to cut out the tinfoil just a bit bigger. So I want to account for the ridges along the edge because I want it to get up over that. And also, oh, got some sort of, I think that's cat hair maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, yes, and then also just a bit over so that you've got some extra to trim it down. And I think I'm gonna make two rather than just having them overlap. So I'm just gonna mark it maybe with this. I'm gonna mark it there. And it starts here. Oops. Like that. And here. Like that. I think that'll be more than enough. And then I'll just, I mean, I might just cut this bit here. I think that'll be big enough. Okay. I'm going to try and keep the focus up here. I always bring it really close to me, but that's not ideal. So, I think that's, yeah, that's plenty big enough. Then what I do is I'm essentially just squishing it in, so trying to keep it as smooth as I can. Which isn't always easy. I'm just squishing this in so that I've got an idea of how it's going to fit into the space. Like that. And I'm trying to get it into the grooves as much as possible so I've got an understanding of where all the borders are. It doesn't have to be perfect at this stage, but yeah, see, that's right on the border there. Okay, and now I've got that, I can sort of trim the edges just a bit, so I am leaving like a couple of millimeters over the edge. There we go. And then I can plop this in. I'm just using this brush to sort of try and push it into the areas. But I might need a harder brush. Hang on. I've got a couple more brushes to... There we go, that's much better. So it's sort of hard enough that I can push down into the corners. But soft enough that it's not gonna tear the tinfoil. Well, hopefully not anyway. Okay, so I've now got like a nice little square here, and I'm going to super glue that down. Okay, so I'm just going to put some super glue down. I'm literally just doing a few drops, nothing crazy. And I'm going to push this in, and I'm just squidging it along the edges as well. So I'm hoping the super glue underneath will get into all the corners, the nooks and crannies, and hold it in place. I'm just trying to flatten some of the crinkles along the sides. I had to redo this just because I made a big hole by pressing down too hard in the corners, and I should have stuck with the brush, but I did not. Okay, so now that the bottom's stuck down, I can sort of put a little bit of super glue just in these little holes, in these little gaps along the side. So again, you don't want too much, just going to put a little bit in, and then press that down. And the reason that I'm putting the glue so far up the top, because I'm essentially just trying to avoid water and paint getting in down the sides, because that's just going to cause a whole lot of trouble. I'll do the same for this side. Again, just a little bit, not too crazy. This is now dry and glued down. And I'm just going to trim along these edges with this X-Acto knife. And I'm just going to keep it really light. I don't want to be doing it too hard. If any of you have had like a late diagnosis of ADHD, do let me know in the comments. I would love to hear how you found the experience, if you felt that you were listened to. I sometimes find that Well, it depends on your location, really. Where I lived before, the doctors just, yeah, were very dismissive of like anything, especially if it was like woman related, you know, like just women issues in general. They just didn't want to know about it, which was very frustrating. And I had a lot of ongoing issues that could have been resolved a lot sooner if they had just listened to what I was telling them. I think that's something that a lot of women go through, actually. Just not being listened to. I don't know. I think people just think women inherently are just melodramatic. I don't know. It's just so stupid, really. But yeah, it'd be nice to hear. I'm literally just going around the very edges with some super glue just to round off the edges, really. It doesn't look very neat, but that will do. I don't know how that's going to work with, you know, mixing paint and stuff. I don't know if super glue will stain, especially if you've got things like your blues and reds and things that can be quite highly staining. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge later. Okay, I'm going to go get some paints then, and then we can fill up this bit here with all the paints. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I have my little Pusheen paint box. I've got a video where I paint this if you're interested, but in here I've got some really fancy paints. So this is Holbein's, yeah, some more Holbein, this is Daniel Smith's, and I think this is Snellier as well. And these are like really good primary colours, which I'm definitely going to use, and I'll show you those in a bit more detail. And I'm thinking about using a couple of granulating colours as well. I'm just not sure which ones are going to be best. That's a shy yellow. That might be a good one, actually. And I think another red would be good. Oh, but that's lovely as well. Tundra violet. It's like a blue slash sort of brown. I'm thinking leaning into like a pink red. I don't know if I've got a red. I've got browns. Glacier green. Right, so I've got this cadmium yellow, this ultramarine blue, This is dioxazine. It's a purple. Cadmium red deep. I've got burnt umber, and yes, I'm thinking of bringing a green in. So these are all my super granulating colours from Schminke. And in terms of reds, there's this Tundra Pink. It's more of a blue, purple. Galaxy Pink, which again is just a bit too dark. Maybe I could go like a Tundra Orange. Tundra Orange would work really well with like trees and things. What I'm going to do is just quickly plop these down on a bit of scrap paper just to see how they look next to the granulating paints. So this is the burnt umber. This is the cadmium deep red. Put a bit too much on there. And this is the purple. That's my cat. Yeah, my cat, she sometimes she gets almost frantic when she doesn't know who I am. Okay, maybe that's just an old age thing. Or she just wants food. Yeah, this is the ultramarine blue. And this is the cadmium yellow lemon, which just go here, my cat's hair. Lovely. So they're all quite vibrant, apart from this ultramarine, especially when you like compare it to this glacier. That is a very intense blue there. But it kind of gives me an idea of what's going to work in this palette. And I also need to think about, you know, where I'm actually going to be using it, which is sort of out and about. I definitely think this Shire Olive, or even the Shire Green. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Shire Olive, I've decided. And I've just got to find it in this box over here somewhere. That's Tundra Green. Tundra Green. Oh, is this colour here? Shire Olive, okay. Yeah, I definitely think that's going to work. Let me just plop that down. The only thing with these paints is that they are super duper duper gloopy. Because they are, I think it's just because they're granulating, they have quite an intense sticky bond. and you really need to make sure that they're mixed beforehand. I think that's going to work really well, and I can always add blue and other colours. I might see how it mixes, maybe another day. And the next one, I do sort of want to go over this Tundra Orange, but I'm thinking another green to reveal, or maybe a blue, maybe this. I'm thinking this Galaxy Blue actually, because this blue is quite deep, and I would use this more for like the sea maybe rather than the sky, but this Galaxy Blue is a great sky, although it is granulating. It can sometimes give a nice effect if you've got like a cloudy sky, which at the moment all we have is cloudy skies. Yeah, Galaxy Blue. I think this is exactly what I need. And then I can mix up a whole load of different greens with these colours. I've got obviously a yellow, a couple of blues. I think that would be more than enough. I'm just going to plop this down here. Yeah, that's ideal. Okay, I think these are the colours then. I'm going to now put them into this little guy. I might give him another spritz down and clean out with some towel as well, because I can see it's a bit slippy still. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm now going to put these all in order. So I'll go with red at the top. There's quite a lot you can get out actually. That's quite a lot of paint. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that actually. I'm just going to use this to squish it in to the sides. Lovely. Okay, that's one. Then I'll go with the yellow. So I don't want to keep the granulating separate, do I? Nah, okay. So I'll go, I'm just going to mix this a little bit in the tube because it does tend to separate. Next, I'm going to do the Galaxy Blue. Maybe I won't mix it initially, I'm not sure. Okay. And the Daniel Smith. I'll put here. Oh, that really has. Ooh, that's way too much. Let's put these in next. I'll do this one just because it needs mixing. And next I'm going to do the brown. And lastly is the purple. There we go. Okay, so that is the palette done. And this is still pretty damp, so I'm just going to let that dry a bit more. What I might do now is show you how the colours are going to mix. So this green, let's make up a different type of green here. And a wee bit of this yellow. Ooh. I do want a bit more yellow. So this is the Schminker Super Granulating Galaxy Blue and the Cadmium Yellow Lemon, and that gives me some really nice and this is a great sea, sort of almost turquoise colour here, and I've got a couple of other sort of lighter, I would say summer greens or spring greens. I'm just going to see what it looks like if I put a little bit of the ultramarine blue in. Oh, it becomes much darker. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely green there. And I'm just going to lighten that up as well. I want to mix it with just this ultramarine blue and it's a bit too much water. The yellow as well. So this is quite a deep green here. Wow. And if I just keep adding yellow, you'll see how it lightens. That's maybe a bit too much yellow. And then if I add some of this blue, yeah, we've got so many shades of green there. Like, if I ever want to paint trees, I'm not going to be lost for colours there. And then obviously I've got this green here as well. This is the, I think Shire Olive I went with in the end. And if I want to brighten that up with a bit of yellow, I can do so here. That's a lovely colour. Or if I want to maybe, let's get another one. I want to take that Shire and add a bit more. Add a little bit of ultramarine. Oh, that's a lovely blue. That's a lovely blue there. Like and it granulates as well. They say that it's quite difficult to mix granulating colours together because you've essentially got almost an extra colour that you've got to factor into the mix. But I do like mixing granulating with other granulating and other watercolours as well. I just think you get so many cool, beautiful colours. So I'm now going to try with a little bit of this the Galaxy Blue. Wow. See, these are much softer, less vibrant with the super granulating ones. I think because you've got quite a bit of a mix of colours already. And I'm going to lighten that further with a little bit of yellow. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. I mean, there's so many greens here, it's absolutely beautiful. One thing I was struggling with this palette, because I've got another Trevor palette, but I've only got these normal paints, not the super granulating. But I was so limited on my greens, and no matter what I tried, I just couldn't get a nice variety. And this has definitely helped with that, so I'm very thankful. And obviously if you've got good greens, I can add in these browns, make different olives. I could probably make different browns with this blue versus this ultramarine as well. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. So I'll show you now how this all fits together. This obviously still needs to dry. I'm a bit worried about putting it in, but yeah, essentially this would just slot into there, and then I've got that as sort of extra mixing if I need it, which as you can see I normally do. And if I close this, I can then put the brush in, and the brush basically just I'll just wet it a little bit so you haven't got any bristles. Yeah, this just slots in like that. Which is a bit tight. Okay, I sanded down the inside of here a bit more, just because with this end glued on, it just became really difficult to put the brush in and out. So it's more sanded. And there we go, it's a bit easier to flop in and out, and it's still secure enough that it's not just going to fall off. But yeah, I just think that looks so much better. And yeah, it's a lot easier to use now. So cute. Yeah, I'm really excited to actually start using this. Yeah, I just think it's quite cool. It's just sort of like nostalgia, isn't it? From like back when we were kids. Yeah. It's quite easy to use as well. So I'm happy with that. Nice. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you like this video. Yeah, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.